YouTube, what's going on, man? We back with another one, and boy, does it feel good, man. It's been a long 2 weeks. For those of you who don't know, man, I recently just had another ACL surgery. Well, ACL and meniscus surgery, so that's why I said it's been a long 2 weeks. But nevertheless, we back to it, man. Right here, I'm giving my boy Mal a mid-take. He ain't had a haircut in about 2.5 months, so try to see if I can get my boy back in the game, man. Also, this is one of the first haircuts I'm posting where my client gets no enhancement. He requested no enhancement, so show y'all how much of a good barber I am without the enhancement. But yeah, y'all stay tuned in, man. So usually I always do the same steps where I go, ball line, lever open, then one guard, then deep bulk is needed. But right here, I kind of did a little something different. I believe, right here I got my 1.5 guard on. It's fully closed. And the reason I did that is because I didn't want to put that one guard on and go up that high. Like this is going to be the highest I go in the fade. And then the next guard I'm going to use, I believe, would be my 2 guard to kind of get that little bulk right above the area that I'm fading in right now. I try to get that bulk away. But really, for guys who just now starting, because I know y'all probably be like, I don't see what you talking about. Like when you say you're doing this and this, woo, just pay attention to the parts that's, like, the best way I can explain it, how it was explained to me is, once you setting in your guidelines, even if you got to take it and just point at it, which I'll do throughout, certain parts of the video, I start pointing at the guidelines as to which I'm taking out, so you all can kind of visualize what I mean by the steps. So when you go into your fade, you won't get lost. That's what I hear a lot of guys say they deal with in their beginning stages of haircutting is they get lost within the fade. Like they don't know what they just start winging it, and that's one of the things you want to avoid at all times. But as I said, like if you rewind, you go back, that step that I just came from was the 2 guard on, and I cleared all that bulk. And then I went, see right there, I pointed at it to let you all know which guideline I'm taking away right now, which I'm taking away that middle guideline right there. And keep in mind, like I said, a lot of these guidelines ain't gonna be able to go out just with 1 guard or 1 step. So you just gonna have to kind of play with that lever, put on a different guard, until you see that line fully gone. But yeah, like another thing to note, like here, usually what I would kind of do when I'm dealing with a client who asks for no enhancements, I would leave my edges a little darker. And I know with my light being right here on this on the part of hair that I'm fading, it don't look like it's dark, it look like it's lighter. But I promise you, at the end of the cut, you'll see how good that haircut look, even without it being enhanced, because I left it a little darker. So that's also another step I would like to, give to you all when you cutting hair, is leave it a little darker than usual around the edges. That way your lineup can still look enhanced and you haven't used one bit of enhancement. So right here, we basically done with the fade. As you see, I kind of pointed out the last little step I'm doing, which that first guideline that I set in with my trimmers. Yeah, and like I said, I usually use the same steps for this video. Like I said, it's essentially the same thing. Instead of me going to my 1 guard after I get done with my lever open, I just went to my 1.5 to kind of give myself a little, I guess I could say, just to be safe, because I didn't really want to go in with a 1 guard and make the hair way lighter than what I wanted it to be. But yeah, like I said, man, when you go through your steps, these steps should be the same. It's gonna help you start cutting faster once you memorize these steps. Like for me, like I said, mine is always gonna be ball, lever open, 1 guard, and then I'm gonna use whatever guard is needed as far as debulking. But the quicker you can memorize those steps, the faster you'll be able to fade the hair. So now we on to the back of the head. And like I said, these will be the same steps that I use on the side of the head. And you just working in a bigger area. And it should be a little bit more easier, but another tip I want to give, to the guys who watching this video, guys or girls, sorry about that, the ones who watching the video, the back is not just an area that's going to go up and down. Like, you might have some people, I've cut clients who the back of their hair goes in multiple different directions. So you just saw me, I just was combing out the hair continuously, for one, so my clippers can run smooth through the hair, but for two, just to see which way the hair lays and which way the hair goes. Fortunately for, my client here, his hair did grow all down, so it's way easier to fade. But yeah, that's just something I want to throw out there for the, people watching this video, just to know that you're not gonna always go in the, against the grain with certain, with all clients. All clients' hair grow differently. Whether that's in the back, whether it's on the side, wherever it is, wherever you are in the haircut, the hair is not gonna always go the same. So it helps combing that canvas out plenty times to make sure you cutting the hair in the direction that it goes. But as you can see, I set my line in kind of at a rounded like shape. That way my fade can have that round look to it. I don't know why, I just like the back of my back areas to look like that, especially with guys who have froze. Now, if I was sculpting, like if I was shaping his hair up, you would see exactly what I mean by like why the round shape makes it look way better than just a straight line going across. But you'll still be able to see it at the end of the haircut as well. But like I said, I put that round shape in. I'm gonna keep that shape throughout the whole cut. But once again, I'm just using my same steps. So I just got done with the lever open. Now I got the 1.5 guard on closed. And you can see once I get to that area at the top where I'm getting ready to touch his fro, I'm scooping out. That way I don't set in a harsh guideline. I'm not trying to set a guideline in at all. And if you look at it, that fade is just coming alive. Like, it's looking way better, like way smoother. And another good tip that you can do, that's another good thing that you can do when you're dealing with guys with froze. Like this generation we in now, you rarely get waivers. Like, and me myself being a waiver, when I'm cutting a guy with a fro, it kind of, I ain't gonna say give me a challenge, but it's fun because it just makes me, realize that with waivers, you can just go with the grain, with the bulk. With guys with froze, you gotta, scoop out, and then sometimes, like I'm doing now, you freehand trim to make that transition look a little bit more smoother. So, like I said, it just, every client haircut is not gonna be the same, whether it's a fro, whether it's waves, whether it's a drop fade, whatever it is, it's not all gonna be the same. So you just gotta know you gotta have a step, you gotta have some steps prepared for every haircut, because you never know what you're gonna run into. So right here, I was trying to show you guys what guard I'm using, but I obviously didn't see. Well, you can see it there. It's that I put my one guard on now, and my lever is closed, and I'm just attacking that line that's at the bottom, which is my middle line essentially. I'm attacking that line. Really, like, for my beginner guys, I would recommend doing this step right here, putting the one guard on, making that middle line easier to take out. The reason why I did it, like I said, I'm just being safe. I didn't have to do. I could have went straight to my 0 guard or my half guard, and then eventually went to no guard with my lever all the way open. But I just did, just to be on the safe side. And they kind of give you room for error. Not saying you're going to mess up, but I put that one guard on with my lever closed to soften that middle line up, so that way I can come back with my half guard or with my lever open and just clean up the areas that the one guard closed didn't take out. So like I stated earlier, I'm just coming in right here with my with no guard on. Sorry, my lever is open, all the way open, and I'm just attacking the area that one guard closed did not take out. And like you see, that fade is coming together beautiful. When I put that line up on it, it's gonna look amazing. So right here, this is one of the most important parts of the lineup. Is the prepping. I'm just prepping the lineup right now. I'm going in with with alcohol on my neck strip, getting all the. I'm just hitting all the areas that I'm getting ready to line up with. Like I said, it's alcohol on the neck strip. Just making sure I clean those areas, because for those of you who don't know, the hair cuts way better. The clipper cuts the hair way better when the canvas is clean and dry. All right, so that's what I'm doing right here. Essentially, the alcohol is cleaning the area, but it's also making it dry. And that's exactly what I'm doing right here. I'm just basically cleaning my canvas, and then I'm gonna come right behind it with my holding spray, which for me, this video I use Got to Be Glued. And yeah, like I said, I like Got to Be Glued because it holds a little bit better. I'm not against the number 5 hold or number 4 hold, because that's what I was using at first. But this is what I had, in my area, my station. So I just picked up my Got to Be Glued, and I'm just once again going over the same areas that I just applied that alcohol to, so I can have my hair hold the hair in place, and it can make the lineup way easier for me. So right here I'm going in with my blow dryer. Important tip to keep when it come down to the blow drying, just make sure you blowing it on cold. That way your client won't, you won't irritate your client or anything. And I got mine on low. I usually do mine on low all the time. I don't put it on high. I make sure it's blowing cool, and I got it on low. That way, it dries the hair, and I'm brushing it at the same time, pushing all the hair to the front. That way, when I get ready to line up, the hair is in place, and like I said, it makes it easy to line up. All right, so on to the lineup. All right, we're gonna start in the C cup area. As you can see right here, I got that blade. I'm just using the edge of that blade, and it's essentially like you drawing. For those of you out there who've ever drawn before, it's just like you using a pencil. You're using the edge of that blade, and you drawing that line so it can come out to exactly what you want it to be. And that's the best tip I can give you when it comes to the C cup. Obviously, you can start at you give yourself a start point, and then you can connect it to the bottom, or you can start at the bottom and connect it to the front of the C cup. But like I said, either way it go, you shouldn't even be pressing down hard. You just lightly tapping, you using that edge of that blade, and you can see that, so you can see that C cup come alive. So now we on to the front of the line, and this is where a lot of clients get scared at, because as you can see, my boy, he kind of thinning it on that left side. But like I said, you shouldn't be afraid of nothing. You just you lay that clipper down, like I always said, if I've said in my other videos, your blade is straight. As you can see me doing what I'm doing right now, and I start in the middle, and I go to the, whichever side I choose, because that gives me less room to mess up the hairline, and it gives me a better chance at a straighter hairline. So I start in the middle, and I work my way over to whatever choosing side I want to go to first. And once I get to that side, I'm not using my full blade. So in the middle, yes, when I set that first guideline in on my hairline, I got my full blade on it. But when I go to the left, I'm just lining half of that blade up from the first guideline I made, and I'm using that other half of the blade to set the other half of the other half of the hairline, if that makes sense. So like I said, once I'm like right now, that left side of the blade is the only thing that's on his head for real. That right side is just my guidance to make sure that it's straight. So right now, this side is complete. Like I said, you see that area, I did not dig into that area, nothing. I kept it low as I could and natural as I could without digging into that area. All right, but with this vertical bar, like I said, it's the same exact thing. You notice that bottom end of that blade is not on the head. I'm just using that top end of the blade and I'm lightly tapping. Even when I go down, I'm just using that top end of the blade on this whole vertical bar. I'm not using a full blade right here. I'm just using that top end of the bar, and I'm just lightly pulling away. Go back in again. As you can see, I'm using that left side of that blade. I'm not using the right side of it. And I'm using my right. What I am doing with the right side of the blade is lining it up with what I previously did to make sure that it's straight. So now we go to the other side. And, like I said, I'm brushing the hair, making sure it's all pulled to the front. And I'm starting at the bottom with my C cup. And the only thing I'm using that left side of that blade, brushing it. And then I'm finna create a guideline at the front, and I'm gonna connect the top to the bottom of the C cup. And that's how you just like as you can see it coming alive, that C cup is looking beautiful. And it makes that fade pop. Once again, like I said, this is a no enhanced haircut. So what you see right here is exactly what you're gonna see at the end of the cut. But yeah, that's the only thing you do. Like I said, you give yourself 2 reference points. Once you create those, you connect them. And you just like I said, it's just like a fade. The hairline is just like fade. You give yourself 2 guidelines and you connect those guidelines, and it just makes the whole thing look more beautiful. So right here, like I said, now I'm finna connect what I did on the left side to the right side. So now I'm using my right side of the blade, and I'm lining that left side. Only thing I'm doing on my left side of the blade is lining it up with what I previously did on the left side. So here I'll give you an example. When I'm cutting in the middle, like I said, I'm using my full blade because I know that my blade is straight, so that I know I can't mess up long as I line that blade up the right way. So as I'm working that's the full blade there. As I work my way over to the right side, I'm only using that right side of the blade. All right. And I'm using that left side. As you can see, the left side is not touching the hair. I'm using that right side of the blade only. And I'm using my left side to line up with what I previously did to make sure that the hairline comes out straight. That's the best tips I can give you for a hairline. And if you understand what I'm saying, I promise you that's going to take your hairlines from a 5 to a 10, from a 2 to a 7. And, obviously the better trimmer you have, the easier it's going to be to line the hair up. All right. But yeah, like I said, anytime you doing a hairline, utilize that tip. So at this angle, you should be able to see it way better. What I'm talking about as far as like the blade. So right now you see that left side is just lining up with what I just previously did. When it comes to the vertical bar, I'm using that top end of the blade and I'm just pushing away and I'm connecting it to what I just did with the hairline. All right. So like I said, like once you understand this, like the hairline becomes way, way easier. I'm talking about way easier. And once again, as I said, we knew my client was light. I didn't dig into it or anything. I worked with what I had and let the result be the results. All right. But I'm just tapping that vertical bar. As you can see, these things hidden, man. I set these myself with the help of my dad. But man, when I tell you, these things are hidden. But yeah, going over this C cup again, just making sure that, I got everything how I like it. And as you can see, like I said, this is a no enhanced haircut. And it's coming out fire, man. Like I said, you don't need enhancements. Like I only do enhancements on my clients per their request. I don't force enhancements on none of my clients. But as you can see, like, it's fire though. You don't need enhancements no matter what the hairline looks like. Unless your client asks for it, do stop relying on enhancements. Just rely on the pure artistry of your skill. And if you don't have a skill set yet, you're not going to get it behind enhancements. Trust me. Just utilize what you have and be confident, and your hairline can come out looking as if it is enhanced. So now we on to the nape, line up the nape area. And like I said, this is the same thing. Just using the edge of that blade. Once you get up to the part where you're finna get ready to go around the ear, just use the edge of that blade. Before as the lower end of it, man, you just same thing. You setting that blade straight on how you want that line to come out, and you just tap it. And once you get around the ear, I pull the ear down. I'm using the edge of that blade, the front edge of the blade. I use the back edge of the blade to connect it and going around the ear. And that's really it. Like I said, it ain't too much to to say on the lining up around the ear or just the nape area in general. You just use the edge of your blade and it'll all come out, good for you. All right, so YouTube, this is the cut. Like I said, my client asked for no enhancements, so that's what we did. If I helped you out in this video, if you could help me out, you leave a like on the video, subscribe to my channel, and hit that bell for when I do drop new videos. And yeah, man, like I said, if I can help you with anything, leave a comment on the video. If you got questions about anything, leave a comment on the video, and I'll gladly get back to you. But man, I appreciate y'all, man. Let's get it.